Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So this past weekend, I have just gotten so lucky. So if you guys have been following the channel, you know that I love shopping at Second and Charles, which is just a used media store, books, movies, music, collectibles, things like that. And the best part about Second and Charles is that they have a free bin located outside their stores. So I was lucky enough to get some time off work this past week, and so I stopped in at both of my local Second and Charles, and I hit the jackpot at both stores. So I have like 30-some items here that were completely free from the free bin at both of my Second and Charles. So I have like almost a complete series of middle grade books. I have a bunch of middle grade. There's like 4 movies or TV series in here as well. So just a ton of really cool items that I was super fortunate enough to pick up. So I am really excited to share with you guys everything that I found from the free bin. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into this free bin haul from Second and Charles. Because there's only 4 movies in here, or movies slash TV series, let's start with those. So the first one here is actually like a compilation of 7 episodes of The Fairly Odd Parents. This is Timmy's Top Wishes. So this is actually completely sealed, and it was in the free bin, which just blows my mind. This is 7 side-splitting episodes, and then to go along with it, there's actually a movie called Abra Catastrophe. So it's a Fairly Odd Parents movie, another one. Both of these were sealed in the bin, which is just insane to me. This one does have a little goop on it, but that's okay because I'm taking the plastic off of them anyway. So yeah, these were really cool. I really liked Fairly Odd Parents when I was younger, but really it's my sister's favorites, one of her favorite shows. This and SpongeBob SquarePants I think would be her like 2 favorites of all time when it comes to animated movies like this or animated shows like this from Nickelodeon. So I used to watch this a lot when I was younger and really enjoyed it. It's just a funny show. It's really well done. So yeah, the fact that I was able to find both of these in the bin was pretty outstanding. So 2 sealed DVDs here, one a movie and one just 7 episodes from the TV series. Fairly Odd Parents, the Timmy's Top Wishes, and Fairly Odd Parents Abra Catastrophe, the movie. 2 really cool finds. The next 2 DVDs are both movies, and this first one is actually a 4-pack. It's a Miramax Family Adventure series. So you can see the films here. We have Into the West, King of the Wind, I believe that one is, yeah, and then Never-Ending Story 3, Escape from Fantasia, and A Wrinkle in Time. So the reason I wanted to grab this is for Never-Ending Story 3. I've never seen the sequels to that. I've seen the original. I don't love it, but it's okay. I would like to check out the second one just because it looks a little bonkers, and then this third one, it almost looks like it's animated, so let me know down below if you know, but I think that one might be animated, at least, you know, how it looks here. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have any idea how these movies are, but for the low price of free, I figured I'd give it a shot. I will mention this one does come on a dual-sided disc, so there's 2 movies on each side of the disc. It's not in the best shape. One side is notably worse than the other, but hopefully the side with Never-Ending Story on it will play. I'll check it out eventually. So yeah, 4-pack here from Miramax, the Family Adventure series, Never-Ending Story 3, Wrinkle in Time, King of the Wind, and Into the West. And then this was the coolest DVD find in that bin. This is an Earnest film who I absolutely loved. I've actually never seen this one. This is Slam Dunk Earnest. So I love the Earnest films. They are so much fun. I think Scared Stupid, I think, is my favorite one. But Ernest Goes to Prison is just hilarious as well. Those are probably the 2 I've seen most recently, and I really enjoyed them. So I am so excited to add an Earnest film to my collection. I don't think I actually have any at all, which is kind of ridiculous. And now that I think about it, I really would like to add the 2 I already mentioned to my collection. I think they're actually available on Blu-ray if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so Earnest, or Slam Dunk Earnest rather, is a really cool find, especially for free. So yeah, very happy to add this one to the collection. And those are the 4 movies slash TV series I found. So now let's jump over to the books I was able to find. So let's start off with like the giant series that I was able to find. And these were books that I'd never heard of before. But I believe some of you probably know of it because I believe it was a Disney series from like the mid to late 2000s. I believe like the target audience for this would be like middle grade girls would be my guess. Just given on what I know about it and how it looks. But this is like 19 or so books from the Witch series here, which stands for Will. What is that? I can't even tell. Oh, I guess it's a name. Irma. Yeah. Tyranny, Cornelia and Hoi Lin. So I guess those are names. So this is just an acronym for their names. It spells witch. So that's the title of the series. Now, I believe this is both a comic book series and a TV series. I think it started as a comic book. It was eventually turned into a TV series, and then these are the chapter books based on the comic books. And you can actually see in here, they all have like comic inserts in the front and the back, which is pretty cool. So again, I know nothing of this series, but there were so many here, I had to grab them. Like, somebody clearly just dumped off their entire collection. Now, unfortunately, I don't have books 1 through 4. It starts at book 5, but I will kind of just so you guys can see the covers, I guess I'll run through these. So this is book number 5, book number 6, book 7, book 8, book 9, book 10, book 11, book 12, book 13, book 14, book 15, book 16. Here is number 17, number 18, number 19, and this is the last one of the like chronological. So then I skip some and go to book number 23, 24, 25, and last but least, the last book in the series, book number 26, which is Friends Forever. So I have the vast majority. I'm missing like 1 through 4, and then like 4 in the middle there, maybe 20 through 22, I guess it would be. Yeah, 20 through 22. So that's only like 7 or 8 books that I'm missing in total. And, you know, if nothing else, even if this is not really for me, if I'm able to hold on to it, you know, if I manage to maintain the space to keep them, I think this would be a excellent series for my daughter to check out. So I thought this was awesome. Like, I kept pulling up new books. I'm like 99% certain I got everything that was in the bin because I went through it like 3 different times just to make sure I wasn't missing any of these. And I really don't think so, but there was so much in there. So it's possible that the other ones were there. I just missed them. But yeah, this was awesome. Whenever I see like multiples of a series, I'm always intrigued because I love collecting series like that. So you know I had to pick it up. So even though I've not heard of it, I think the series looks pretty cute. The reviews are pretty good online as well from both the TV series, the graphic, or the graphic novel, the comic book series, and the chapter books. So I am hoping that this one will be pretty fun. And again, if not for me, maybe it's something that my daughter will enjoy once she's old enough. So yeah, the Witch series, like a ton of books in that series were in that bin, which is just fantastic. So now let's jump over to, I guess we'll go to some of the other middle grade books I found. So these two are both from a series that I've always been intrigued by just because they are like events or based on real events, I guess I'll say. So we have the I Survived series. This is the Hindenburg disaster, 1937, and I Survived the Japanese tsunami from 2011. So these are real thin, real short middle grade books. And these are all written by Lauren Tarshis. And so there are quite a handful of these. There's some that I really want to pick up. Like there's one about like a grizzly bear attack, a great white shark attack. Like, I don't know, there's a couple that are pretty interesting that I'm interested in grabbing. But these two were, you know, the perfect price. So I figured this would be a good time to check these out. So I believe that these are just fictional stories of a person who basically would have lived through these events and, you know, kind of the aftermath of that, I'm guessing. So I don't know. Feels a little exploitative, to be honest with you, but I don't know. I'm sure it's done in a respectful way. At least I'm hoping so. It's a series that has a ton of books, so I'm guessing, you know, it's not too offensive, which is good. But yeah, so I figured this would be a good way to check these out. There's a couple more in the back here, like the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, the Joplin Tornado of 2011. I'm really interested in that. The September 11th terrorist attacks are on here, and the Battle of Gettysburg, 1863. So I'm hoping I like this because I see these quite a bit while I'm out. I've just, you know, never wanted to pay for one. So this was the perfect way to get it. So let me know if you guys have seen these or read these. Do you have any kids that read these? Are they any good or not? So yeah, 2 books from the I Survived series written by Lauren Tarshis. Tarshis? Close enough. So I Survived the Hindenburg disaster, 1937, and the Japanese tsunami from 2011. Some of these books are in questionable quality, especially some from like the Witch series. They're not the best shape, some of them, but a lot of them are pretty good. This one is not in the best of shape. It looks like there was a little bit of water damage toward the front of the book, but it's still totally readable, which is good with me. This is another one in the Michigan Chillers line by Jonathan Rand. This is book number 2, Terror Stalks Traverse City. And it looks like an abominable snowman of some sort. So I don't know. This one should be fun. Traverse City is like, you know, the cherry capital of the country or the world. I don't know. So maybe there's something relating with that in this too. who knows? But yeah, the cover looks fun, and I've really wanted to check these out. I've yet to read one of these from Jonathan Rand, so I need to correct that as soon as I can. I'm just scrolling through here. This is very Goosebumps style with like the dripping numbers on it. But yeah, that's what these are essentially, are just Goosebump, knockoffs, I guess we'll call them, are inspired by the Goosebumps line. So yeah, very intrigued for this. So this is book number 2 in the Michigan Chillers line by Jonathan Rand, Terror Stalks Traverse City. Speaking of Goosebumps, this next one here, frankly, I don't even know why it was there. I feel like this one easily could have been traded in, but hey, whatever. It's good for me. This is Goosebumps Most Wanted, Creature Teacher, The Final Exam by R.L. Stine. So I honestly don't remember if Most Wanted is the current line that's running. Something tells me it's not, but I just can't remember offhand. I haven't bought new at any time recently. I always stick to what I find used, and I'm really focused on the original series, which I did find some of those, but not for free, unfortunately. So that will be in a book haul later this month. But yeah, so this is, I think, only the second book I have in the Most Wanted line. It is book number 6 from this line. So yeah, this is from 2013. So that's why I really think there is a newer series, like a newer subtitled series. I don't know what it is though, but yeah, this is really cool with just that awesome cover art there too. This is a really cool find. So Goosebumps Most Wanted, Creature Teacher, The Final Exam is the last middle grade book I got. So let's talk. I have about 5 adult novels, so let's talk about those next. I said 5, but I totally forgot of another pile I set down over here, so I actually have 10 more to talk about. This first one here is actually young adult, but that's okay. This is Whatever Happened to Janie, which I believe is the sequel to The Face on the Milk Carton, which is a book that I just cannot find. I don't know what the deal is, but it's everywhere except where I'm looking, and so I really need to just get lucky one day and find this one. But I actually had the 3rd book in this, and I had it in my unhaul, which honestly, I haven't even gotten rid of those books yet. They're just sitting in boxes over here, so I'll probably pull that one out now that I have book 2 and book 3. But yeah, so these are written by Carolyn B. Cooney, and I've always wanted to read the original in this series. I've just never gotten to, so really looking forward to checking this series out once I'm able to find The Face on the Milk Carton. But yeah, really cool find from the free bin. This next one, honestly, I think I picked it up to move something and just didn't set it down because it's not typically something I would pick up. This is called You Can't Hide by Karen Rose. And I don't really know what this is. It looks like it's like a thriller, but maybe like a romance thriller of some sort, which is not at all my cup of tea. So this one will probably end up being donated to, the thrift store or when I go back to Second and Charles, whatever the case is. Because honestly, I don't think I intended to pick this one up. It was just there, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. But it says, "You don't know who I am. You can't stop what I'm doing. You can't hide." So yeah, it is a suspense thriller. So maybe it'll be decent if I ever got around to it. But it is a chunker, almost 500 pages. So it'd have to be really good to keep my attention, but I figured I'd show it since it was in this pile. Karen Rose, You Can't Hide. And maybe I'm wrong. Let me know down in the comments if you've read this and it's awesome. I would love to hear about it. Here is a Neal Shusterman book who, this guy has written so many books, and I'm always coming across them in thrift stores, in the free bin now, like everywhere, but this one looks pretty cool. This is called Full Tilt. And this one, let's see when this one is from. I didn't even look before I sat down here. This one looks like it's from 2003. So this is another YA book about these 2 brothers. There's one who's really responsible, one who is the thrill seeker, and then they end up at this carnival, and things kind of go crazy from there. So it sounds pretty interesting. This is another one that's not in the best shape, but absolutely readable, which is what matters. So yeah, pretty intrigued by this one. Full Tilt, written by Neal Shusterman. This next one I only grabbed because of the author. It's Robert A. Heinlein. I've read a couple of his novels. I've enjoyed them, I guess, in varying degrees, but I wanted to grab it because it was him. So this is The Star Beast, and frankly, the synopsis here doesn't sound that great. It almost sounds like it fits into like a family adventure comedy of sorts. Like, I don't know, they have this pet dinosaur here who is normally very docile, but then he starts eating cars and indestructible steel and things like that, and it leads to this confrontation with these otherworldly creatures, I guess. I don't know. It sounds weird, but I figured why not? And this book is actually in very fragile shape. The first couple pages might end up falling out of this before I even get to it. But yeah, I figured I would grab it. It has a decent cover, if nothing else. So Robert A. Heinlein, The Star Beast. If you know me, you know this was my favorite find of the day. This is actually a novelization, and this is After the Sunset, and it's written by Kevin Ryan. This is a Brett Ratner film. That's interesting. So I don't even know what this film is. I don't remember seeing a poster for it, a trailer for it, anything. So I don't know. But it has Selma Hayek and Pierce Brosnan is in. Woody Harrelson is in this. So I don't know. I don't know how this one has escaped me, but it has. And it actually has some pictures on the inside too, which is always fun. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see if this is any good or not. It's just another one for my novelization collection for the perfect price of $0. So yeah, I love adding to my novelization collection, which I found a bunch over the weekend here. So I cannot wait to share those with you guys in my book haul. But yeah, really, really cool novelization that I found. Let me know if you guys have seen this movie and if it's any good or not. So we'll check it out if it is. But yeah, After the Sunset, written by Kevin Ryan, based on the screenplay by Paul Zbzewski and Craig Rosenberg. Hopefully it'll be a pretty decent one. This next one, I honestly may not have grabbed if I realized what it was. This is just Sherlock Holmes stories, but in a different format to promote the TV series. This is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and of course written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. It's just different stories in this like new form because of the success of the TV show, but there are a handful of stories in here. It looks like 12 different Sherlock Holmes stories in here, which honestly, the only Sherlock Holmes story I've ever read, when I was much, much younger in middle school, I had to do a report on Hound of the Baskervilles. So that's the only experience I have. And frankly, I don't remember it at all. So this is actually pretty cool for the collection. Again, if I knew what it was coming in, I might not have grabbed it, but now that I have it, I'm happy I do. I actually have the audiobook of, the complete Sherlock Holmes, which is, narrated by, Fry. Whatever, his first name's escaping me, but and it's supposed to be just incredible. It's super, super long, so I have not started it yet, but I need to get to these because I'm very interested to read some more Sherlock Holmes. But yeah, so a cool bind up of 12 Adventures of Sherlock Holmes stories. I wasn't sure if I had this one already. Turns out I do, but I actually like this version of it better. This is Cormac McCarthy's The Road. So I have the mass market paperback version, which I typically, I like those, but when you get text this big, like look at that. Oh, it's just so easily readable. This is like my favorite. So I'm definitely keeping this version, even though it is a little beat up. That's okay. I think I probably got my original version from the thrift store anyway, so I'm sure that's pretty beat up too. But yeah, this is really exciting because I've been wanting to read this for a long time now, and now that I have this amazing format for it, like this is just a good excuse to do that. So yeah, very intrigued to check this one out. This is one that they made a movie based off it, and I've heard it's pretty brutal, but I've yet to see it. I would really like to read the book first, so I might end up prioritizing this one sometime this year because I've really wanted to get to this. So really cool find, awesome edition of Cormac McCarthy's The Road. So this next one, I honestly don't know if I'll get to it, but because it is the premise for the Netflix original series, I wanted to give it a shot. This is Orange is the New Black, My Year in a Woman's Prison, written by Piper Kerman. So I know Orange is the New Black was super, super popular when it was, out and new. Nothing I ever watched at all. Frankly, I wasn't terribly interested in it, but I figured I would, pick this one up because it was free, so I might as well add it to the collection, and maybe one day I'll get around to it. Again, the hype surrounding this was super high when it was out and new episodes were releasing. I think it's done at this point, but yeah, still a really cool novel to find for free, so I figured I'd add it. So Orange is the New Black, written by Piper Kerman. Let me know if you guys watched the TV series or if you've read the book, and let me know if this is worth it or not. I would really appreciate it. This is one that, if not for watching a recent video, I think it was from the Movie Buff Pains. It may have been Beth's video where she was talking about some of her favorites, or it was a haul video. I don't remember, but she talked about Call Me By Your Name. I think it was like their 10 favorites video that they did. But one of her favorites was Call Me By Your Name. So this is a movie that I added to my Amazon cart, and I'm planning to pick up eventually, but I had no idea it was based on a book. So this is the book that the novel or that the film is based off of, not that I can talk. So I figured I would grab it. It's not, again, in the best of shape, but totally readable, which is good. So yeah, I don't really know what this is about. I believe it's an LGBTQ story, but that's about as far as I got. So I don't know. We'll see. I want to see the movie, but I figured I'd pick up the novel since I do like adaptations. So Call Me By Your Name, and this one is written by Andre Ackerman, or Assaman, however you say that. Last but not least is a book that I've been wanting to find for the longest time, so I am super happy I was able to pick this one up. This is a Neil Gaiman book, The Ocean at the End of the Lane. So this one is really short, so it's a really short book from him. It does have highlighting in it like that with the pen, but it is what it is, totally readable, as I've said a lot today. But yeah, very excited for this one. This is just another fantasy story from Gaiman. I'm not positive how you say his last name, but I've heard nothing but awesome things about this. This is supposed to be one of his more accessible ones too, so very intrigued to check this one out. I really liked Coraline, which I read by him. I thought that was awesome. Much better than the movie. I don't really like the movie at all, but I liked the book quite a bit, so I figured I would give this one a shot. Sandman, I guess, is the other thing I've read by him, and I don't love the Sandman comics, so don't hate me, but it's just wasn't for me. I was actually thinking about it the other day that I want to give it another shot. Maybe I'm at a different point in my life now. I might appreciate it more. Who knows? But yeah, so eventually I'm probably going to give that one a second chance. But I was really happy to find this little short one here in the free bin. So The Ocean at the End of the Lane, written by Neil Gaiman. Very excited to have found this one for free. All right, so excluding the Witch series, this is everything that was in the free bin, and I think this is an awesome haul, especially for the low cost of free. You cannot beat that. I got super lucky. I love the free bin at Second and Charles. Like I said, it can be so hit or miss, but when it hits, it really hits, like today or, this past weekend. So I got super lucky and am very fortunate to have went when I did. I do notice that when you go on the weekends, it's a little more barren, but if you go in the middle of the week, like I went on a Thursday because I had the time off, and it was just packed to the brim. So it was a really worthwhile trip, to say the least. And I have a bunch of other things that I grabbed while I was there, which I will show you in upcoming haul videos. But let me know down in the comments below if you guys have seen or read any of these, anything that is worth prioritizing. Is there anything here that I should just trade back off and, give to the thrift store or Salvation Army or whatever the case is? Let me know down in the comments below. I love when you guys give me recommendations, so thank you for those. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below and consider subscribing to Cinefessions here on YouTube as I make my march toward that 1,000 number. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. So that is going to do it for today, guys. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.